day 3 of our trip to New York City, and as Manhattan started to wake, the rain clouds started to gather. It was 6 a.m. and we needed coffee. Right, rainy old day. Make our way to Best Bagel again for a breakfast. You alright? Yeah, my bum hurts. Sore bums come with the territory when you have a Brompton and a huge city to explore. But we were heading to our regular haunt for a coffee and a spot of breakfast. We sat in this morning to allow the rain to pass over and the streets to get busier. But the breakfast bagel was coming with us for later. Okay? We headed downtown, crossing Broadway, before kind of getting lost on the lower end of 6th Avenue. I need to check where we are. We seem to come down an awful long way. Yes, the wrong way. Right, let's go and have a look. The mizzle returned, so it was a grim slog back uptown. Thankfully the roads weren't too busy, so after dodging block cycle paths, we arrived at 21st Street, which we cut across. Ruth is always keen to find a Yeti shop, and we were in Flatiron at Madison Square Park. This being one of our favourite parts of the city. We got a warm breakfast bagel in here, and I truly forgot that we had it. We've been cycling that long. I mean, it's not quite the steak, but that's alright. While the streets always seem busy, this little oasis is a perfect place to escape, especially if you like dogs. We could spend half the day at Madison Square Park, but we needed to make the most of our break. So we headed back up towards the hotel. That said, we find it extremely difficult to pass Bryant Park without popping in for at least 5 minutes.
The lifts are a nightmare. Every day.
The weather wasn't perfect, but the rain was starting to clear. So we had a quick change of clothes before heading back out towards Central Park.
Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Now, our hotel was located just off 8th Avenue on 40th Street, so we were in the thick of it. As such, there's no time to hang around when the lights change. We made our way through the usual heavy traffic that you find around Midtown, squeezing between cars and buses before making our way to a safer cycle lane. Past the Copacabana on 47th Street. And the traffic thinned out significantly by the time we reached 54th Street. As we sat at the lights on 56th Street, we could see Columbus Circle, the gateway to Central Park. We have another trip planned for this park, hopefully when the sun is out.
My friend, you don't want to be in the picture?
Yeah.
But in an effort to squeeze in as much as possible, we paid it a brief visit. We knew our time was limited this morning as Ruth was desperate to shop. So before we knew it, we were heading back to change our clothes yet again. Sneaking folded up bikes into fancy shops and restaurants can be difficult, but it's far easier if you dress a bit smarter. Times Square wasn't as busy as it often is, which is quite fortunate really, as somebody was heading the wrong direction on this cycle lane. And it wasn't me.
Oh, watch that curb.
To be honest, a cycle crash in Times Square could have gone viral.
We'll cut that bit out. Also, do you see mine? Kind of went sideways on.
First stop of the day, Tiffany Co, an absolute must for Ruth on every visit to New York. But just a quick tip, never ask the lift operator to take you to the cheap floor. They really don't like it. I felt happier in Abercrombie & Fitch and the Vans store, and I felt better still at Tommy Bahama.
I mean, the start was good, but blimey. Ready for your tacos?
After some great food, a couple of coconut cloud martinis and a spot more shopping, we had a brief rest at a sunny Bryant Park before heading back for a final change of the day. We had a show to catch.
here's an out-of-this-world song to kick things off. And now a word from our sponsors. What's wrong, Sparky? Not looking so smart? Take a ride down to Harriman's Pet Groomers for a puppy cut and fun. Go, be the work of the town.